man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, Iron Mike Tyson. One of the most exciting fighters, if not the most exciting fighters in boxing history. At least our lifetime says that Floyd Mayweather could still whoop the best top guys right now. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, the like, comment button, share the video. We know Mike Tyson really have been critical. I don't want to say critical. I think he's been honest about Floyd Mayweather's career. Like I've been honest about Floyd Mayweather's career. Here go Miles. Come here, Miles. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here. I'm getting too weak to grab this dude. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Top of the morning to you, good Miles. Little girls. Mr. Miles. We're gonna show up your boxing skills when we start your channel. Go. Sit in chair. So he had to shake. Boy, white dogs be shitting, especially the short-haired dogs. They shit. But it says former undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson has several well-known swipes at Floyd Mayweather in the past, but during a recent episode of his podcast, Tyson laid praise on the former fighter division champion. Tyson believes Mayweather, even at 44 years old, is better than all the top guys in the sport. Mayweather, who retired from the sport August of 2017, will be in the ring on June 6th when he faces 26-year-old YouTube star Logan Paul in an exhibition with Showtime pay-per-view carrying the event. Quote, listen. I'm Mike. Listen. As you talking on the phone on Mike. You sound like a little bud, a little punk. Come on, pull up. Okay, I pull up. Man, he showed up. Dude, you the same dude on the phone? Listen, Floyd's a better than all those guys right now. Floyd right now, even though he's in his 40s, he's still better than all those fighters now. He's still fighting YouTubers and making more money than the champions are making, Tyson said. There are many critics who want YouTubers like Logan Paul and his younger brother Jake Paul to lead the sport, but Tyson isn't one of those critics. Last November, Tyson made his anticipated return to the rings when he fought Roy Jones. Y'all must have forgot. During an 8-round draw in their exhibition. In the co-feature, that pay-per-view, Jake Paul brutally knocked out "We Playing Basketball" NBA veteran Nate Robinson. Tyson fully supports the Paul brothers being involved in the sport. Quote, these guys make boxing so awesome. The boxers, the real champions, they don't have that many views. They'll be happy with 1 million views. But these guys are getting 80 million views. I was like, goddamn, how do you start that? Tyson said. Quote, that's why everybody wants to kill them, because they see this little white, blonde hair, blue eye getting all the effing money, talking that ish. Everybody wants to kill them. I get envious when I see guys. I'm like, what the F are they doing? That's why you want to kick their ass, because, you get envious of them. It's easy to hate these guys. So, it's Mike Tyson. I like Floyd. And, he might be right. You look at the top guys today, look at Charlos, you look at Canelo, you look at Deontay Wilder, the cruiserweights, Breeders, Lawrence Okolie. You look at Jamal, Errol Spence, Ugas, Terrence Crawford, Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, Teofimo Lopez, Javante Davis, Unuiwa. Guys were on his weight class, we beat them. I can see it. I really do think a focus and in shape Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter give him hell. I think Jermell give him hell, I really do think those dudes have an opportunity to beat him. I really do, man. Devin Haney, he a little lower, but I think I think Spence and Crawford and Sean Porter is just, it may be too much for him. I could be wrong. If I had to rank him, man, I really think Sean is a problem for an older guy. Even though, people understand, like, Sean better than Spencer Crawford. I didn't say that. I just think his style is a problem. I really think Sean was always the worst style for Floyd. You add a Marcos Maidana with less power, but with more athleticism and faster feet. I think Sean might possess the biggest problem for a guy like Floyd, stylistically. And Spence big, strong, quick with his hands, okay with his feet. He already did him in the gym, And Crawford, just him and Crawford may not be the most scintillating fight. Chess moves. The difference between him and Crawford, honestly, even if you put a prime Floyd in there, is, Crawford can crack. Crawford is his worst nightmare. A guy that can go lefty, the guy that can go righty. I think Crawford and Spence. I never thought Floyd was that great at welterweight. Look at the Carlos Baltimore fight without Roger in the corner. He was about to break down crying. So, I think Deron Ennis might get him the fuck up out of there. So, I never really thought much of it. I don't think he can fuck with the welterweights, bro. Or the junior middleweights. So, I think, Pacquiao might give him a little run for his money right now. But I think Sean was just always the one that stood out to me that I was like, if Sean had to fight Floyd, I think that's the fight Sean to get over the hump with. He might get over the hump fighting Crawford if they ever fight. Sean just, I hate to say, Sean just missing a trainer that can just clean up his punching deficiencies. A guy that can show Sean how to sit on his shots and get leverage, but still how to, move his feet and use his athleticism. Sean like to punch off platform. That's the number one reason Sean don't get knockouts. He punch off platform, his feet moving. He never playing. When he playing to sit, it's beautiful. A guy like Mike Tyson would be great for Gervonta Davis, but would I be surprised if Floyd at 44 ran through all these guys? He said they tried to ask him to come back and fight in the division. Floyd too old. Would I be surprised if he whooped all their ass? No. I was surprised if he fought Jamil. He beat Jamil. I'd be surprised if he beat Jamil at this point, but in his prime, I think these guys still give him problems. I think these dudes, the guys that was like Crawford, Spence, Sean Porter, in the division he retired, Paul Williams, Antonio Margarito, Manny Pacquiao, Joshua Clottey, Miguel Cotto. Kermit Cintron, I think, was around there. Winky Wright. He didn't want to fight those guys. So why would a 44-year-old fight Floyd when a 30-plus-year-old or whatever Floyd didn't want to fight those guys? I'm telling y'all, Spence give him problems any day of the week at any point at 47. If Spence cleaned it up and learned how to really, really take his game to the next level and learn the dirty nuances of boxing, it'll be no contest. Hitting niggas in the shoulder, hitting them in the elbow, hitting them on the hip. If Earl started doing that, man, I'm like, oh, can't fuck with Earl. He's too big. Talk about Crawford. He have him thinking it'll be a boring fight. But Crawford bringing something to the table he don't. Power. Better length. You talk about a guy like Sean Porter. He gonna make Floyd fight. And he's stronger than Floyd. Those would be interesting fights, but I wasn't surprised if Floyd came on top. But my problem is Floyd didn't fight those guys at their prime at 47 when he was there. Fought a 140-pound Ricky Hatton, fought a blown up Juan Marquez. You imagine Spence bringing that pressure that he bring. It's not as pressurous as that ain't the word, but it's not had as much pressure as Carlos Baltimore brought. But Jesus, I just think they too big, too athletic for Floyd at any point. Floyd didn't fight. People not gonna like it, but Floyd didn't fight those guys in his era at 47. That's just the facts. He didn't fight those guys in his era. So why would I think he beat these guys in this era? I don't believe it. I don't believe it, man. But yeah. Mike has titled his opinion. Mike know more boxing than I ever knew. He forgot more boxing than I ever knew. But I really don't see him. I see him struggling with those guys even in his prime. Had he went out there, fought Paul Williams or fought Margarito or fought Clottey and Miguel Cotto, I'm like, okay. Didn't even fight Corey Spinks. I think Spinks might have been gone. He's at 54, he didn't fight those guys. Young guys today are just as athletic, just as big and long as those guys. And Spinks went to 54 and 60, I believe. And I thought he should have been a 160-pound champion of the world when he beat Jermaine Taylor. That's how big those guys. Penis Trinidad went up to 68. Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns went up to cruiserweight damn near, I think. I know Thomas Hearns did. Roberto Duran went blow for blow at middleweight. He started off at featherweight or some shit with Marvin Hagler. Floyd just too small to be able to weigh historically. He struggled with an older Oscar De La Hoya. And I just think these dudes too big, too long, too strong for him. He can outthink him in boxing, but I just think that he get clipped. I don't think a 44-year-old Floyd can fuck with these guys. I don't think in his prime he didn't fight these guys. He didn't fight the guys bigger, longer, athletic, and more athletic. And he fought guys that was athletic like Zab and Chop Chop Corley and Shane Post. He got knocked out. He got knocked down unofficially, but it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All my social media links subscription. Faster way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. We also got a Facebook group link. All those social media links subscription. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate. Share the video. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section one time for the one time. Peace.